So, all right, let's talk about Via Napoli real quick.
Okay.
We're not known, like, we talk about food and stuff like that. Like, we're not going to claim to be foodies.
Nope.
We're not going to break down flavor profiles, and I'm not going to tell you I picked up hints of basil and whatever.
Oh my gosh. That sounds so not something we would do.
That's not how we kind of go.
Did you like it? Yes. Was it good? Sure. What'd you get again? Maybe.
Good. I mean, maybe we, good, not great, whatever.
Good, not great.
And the thing is, we give our honest opinion about things, especially from a family perspective. Now, granted, we ate here without our kids, so there's just Jamie and I.
Yeah.
So this was.
Thank goodness.
Well, yeah, that's true. So, all right, well, let's start off. We had reservations here for 1 o'clock.
It was like
12:55, whatever it was.
We got there early.
We did get there early, and this is kind of where. Not that the service here was bad, but we got there, we checked in, and there were people, and I don't know if this is a common thing, there were people in front of us who did not have reservations, and there was this walk up, and they told them, it'd be 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, we'll probably get in pretty quick. No, we got in well after they did. And I was like...
Yeah, they definitely got their table before we did. I was like,
Like, probably by 20-ish minutes. And I was like, okay. So I was a little confused as to, like, the advantage of having reservations. And it wasn't like... we had a party of like 8. I get it if you have like a party, like a big party of 8 or something. It was just 2 of us. So I was like, okay, that's, and I was...
Well, they also have less tables of 2.
Well, they do. And I will say, and this would have gone in its favor, I was very hungry.
Yeah, he was.
So I wasn't the most patient at this point, but I wasn't yelling at people. I was just sort of like, what is going on here? So that wasn't the best start, but it's like, whatever, no big deal. Like we got in, we got our seat, but so right off the bat, we get seated. And if you're unfamiliar, Via Napoli what is Via Napoli, Jamie, before we go on?
It's an Italian restaurant in the Italy Pavilion at Epcot. It's the very back. There's also Tutto Italia. Is that what it's called? It used to be Tutto Gusto, I think.
It's Tutto Gusto still,
is it Tutto Gusto?
I think so.
Sorry about that. There's that. There's sometimes the pizza windows open over there, and then Via Napoli.
Yes, they're most known for their pizza.
That is what they're known for, yes.
And I had eaten here back in 2019.
Okay.
And I know I talked about it on the show. I had a good experience. I really enjoyed it. And, I remember I ate there with some friends. I think my dad was there, actually, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
I think it was when he was working for Disney.
But they have like small plates. They have salads. They have pasta. They've got chicken. They even have fish and filet. But like Jared said, they're known for their pizza.
Yes. So we, they call our name. We get taken back there, and we were seated... Like James, I don't think they had a lot of two-person tables.
Right.
We were seated literally like right on the other side of the waiter and waitress station.
It was like the place where they put the orders in and like the process checks.
Which isn't the best spot.
And when I say next to it,
like we were
like I could have put my hand over, like right where I'm sitting, just reached over and touched everything they had.
Which get awkward because like we felt like we actually couldn't have a conversation.
I know,
because like they legitimately would have heard everything we're saying. I'm just sort of like, this is kind of awkward.
And like they weren't always standing there, but they were. There's always somebody coming in and out and out. It was just
right. That's also where they got the drinks. That's also where like they was just a very busy hub, and not to mention where Jamie sat. I think they tried to squeeze so many tables in because her chair was sticking out
of the walkway,
and I scooted back a bunch.
Yeah.
And still, like, your chair was sticking out to the point like people were walking. So you're eating at the same time. You have the waiter and waitress staff like right here, and then people are like bumping into Jamie's chair the whole time. And I felt like Dennis in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia about screaming about the chairs. I don't know if any people see that episode, but I was like, "Do I have the squeakiest chair in all of Philadelphia here?"
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
And it was in. I feel like this is going to be a complaining episode, but it's just our experience. It's also very loud in there, very loud.
It's very echoey. There are different rooms we were in the main area.
Yeah.
With very high ceilings. It wasn't. Now I will say it wasn't really that busy.
No, I don't think it was.
There was quite a few empty tables, and
It's also staffing.
It could be staffing as well, but it was. I mean, there were a lot of people trying to get in to eat. I will say, which is why I was confused by the walk-up thing. Because there were so many already. Anyways, I don't know the processes, whatever. Yeah. So, like I said, I'd eaten here before, and I was like, okay, I was starving. I'm like, this is gonna, if it's decent, I'm gonna love this place. I will say right off the bat, the thing that got me, and if you want to bring that up, the prices here, they're a bit steep for pizza. I'm used to pizza. In my mind, Mellow Mushroom is kind of high end pizza. So we have we got a couple near us. And you go to Mellow Mushroom, you're going to get a large pizza. You're probably going to, I don't know, you might spend $30. mid 20s. I feel like pizza $20 to $30 range, like that's kind of high end for pizza. You know, I put it this way: there's certain foods in which, in my mind, there's a ceiling on in terms of price. Steak has a high one because steak, you know, you have a really good steak, and we've gone to California Grill, and the meal we had was like $75 each. 90, okay. And I loved it. I thought it was really good. It was one of the best steaks I've ever had. It was an anniversary dinner. Like, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's not like just because of a price we're not going to come back and say we didn't like it. Really enjoyed California Grill meal.
And Topolino's too.
Topolino's as well.
Awesome.
Eating there, and it was fantastic.
Yes.
So right off the bat, I'm looking at the prices here, and a medium, I guess a small pizza starts at
like $21.
$21. A large
starts
was
at
$42, but the one we were going to get is $45, and I guess the biggest one was like $60.
Mezzo Metro.
And I immediately was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that high. It very well could have been. It had been a while since I've eaten there. It was 2019. I don't really remember, but I was like, okay. So we're like, okay, whatever. We're just going to do this. It's good pizza. So we got a large
meat lovers,
which again was like $45. And we also got a appetizer.
Yeah. So the appetizer was a focaccia bread. And it comes with marinara and Italian extra virgin olive oil and herbs. No herbs, just olive oil, which is okay. And it was for $8.50.
It may have had some in there. I think what you were used to was most Italian restaurants you go to, there's quite a bit of herbs in there.
Oh,
I think there was a little bit in there. Now, don't mind it. This was good. Actually, it was better with the olive oil than it was with the sauce.
I thought it was very good.
So I thought this was actually pretty good. I didn't have any issue with it.
We ate all of it, so.
Yes. Again, starving. It was good. It was funny. Like, I mean, just simply olive oil with bread. I'm like, that's very good.
But I would see normally at an Italian restaurant or a restaurant like this, I would get calamari. I really like calamari, and it's only the rings here, which is good. It was $23 for the appetizer. I was like, that's a little steep for just an appetizer. So I was like, not tonight. I'll just do focaccia.
I feel like 23 for calamari is a little steep.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, you are talking Disney, and this. The thing about this place though is like it's not like fancy.
It doesn't feel fancy.
Like the prices you look at has very like Topolino's level pricing, but I don't get the Topolino's vibe with this place. And Topolino's is Italian as well. Yeah. This place was very much like, I'm not going to say it was, not that it wasn't nice. It just didn't have that vibe. Like people were wearing like flip-flops and, there was no dress code in here.
I mean, it's a theme park restaurant.
Right. So it's sort of like, okay. But so the prices here were a little, I thought that didn't really fit the setting. But so the pizza I will say the pizza came out pretty quick. In this place, they have the pizza ovens in there. It's supposed to be very authentic to
Tuscan
style pizza.
Yep.
So the pizza comes out and what were your first impressions? And I'll talk about how I felt about it.
Okay, so first of all, it was like, oh, this is huge. This pizza is giant.
It is a big pizza.
Yeah.
I will say that's true.
And I usually, honestly, didn't have any expectations, but so we cut into it, and immediately when we take the first pizza out, literally all the toppings just fell completely off with the cheese. I was like, oh, okay. And the bottom crust part was very like flimsy and very thin, right?
Yeah, it was almost it was like soggy in the middle.
It was almost like it didn't get cooked in the middle all the way.
Now again, I don't know what Tuscan style, if that's supposed to be Tuscan style. I don't know that.
I mean,
but
okay.
And that would make it into, if that's how it is and people like Tuscan style, then it would be simply like we don't like Tuscan style pizza, which is possibility. I'm just saying. So we're just speaking on our personal tastes here. So if you're screaming that's how Tuscan pizza is, fair. Then I don't like Tuscan pizza. I will say for $45 for a large pizza here, and I'm looking at a picture right here just to remind myself. The thing that struck me at the time too, I was expecting this to be just chock full of meat for $45. Very sparse on the meat. It was there, but it wasn't like a lot. There was a lot of cheese left on there. It was also very light on the sauce, which again could be Tuscan style. For me personally, I like a pizza with a little bit more sauce. But I think the thing that I'm just going to say, and again, could be Tuscan style. I don't know. But I felt like the crust, there was way more crust than I feel a pizza should. So I'm looking at a picture right now, and like the crust, it's almost like they didn't. Maybe they're not putting as much stuff onto the pizzas. I don't know, but it seemed like we had a very limited amount of space that was actually like sauce, cheese, and toppings. I feel like it was a lot of crust. If you know what I mean, like that area gets shrunk down very much because a lot of people don't eat the crust. So the actual pizza's eating size was much smaller than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
In terms of flavor, I will say it was hard to eat. You pick it up and all the toppings would just slide off. Yeah. So right off the bat, I was just like, okay. And I know New York's not trying to fold it. Even when you try to fold it, it wasn't firm enough to hold it.
It was too flimsy. Mm-hmm.
So the only way to eat this was with a fork. And that already, like, you're not supposed to eat pizza with a fork. I agree, but there's literally no other way to eat this because it just basically turned into almost like a casserole, essentially, as we were eating it. Yeah. I mean, the flavor-wise itself, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like it was bad pizza. It was fine. It had some flavor. Now, again, I prefer a little bit more. I would have liked more meat. I like a little bit more sauce. But in terms of the flavor, like, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It just was nothing that I thought was anywhere near the price point.
Right.
You know, and I've had much better pizza for much less. And you know, you even said, now I don't know if this is true, like we make pizza at home that we'll make our own dough and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say like I would never dream of charging anywhere near that for my pizza. And I'm not saying my pizza that I make or we make was better, but I have had pizza that is way cheaper than this I felt like was better. So just speaking of this, I can't say that I think, you know, you could get one pizza and it can feed a family of probably 4. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, that can be...
It can be worth it.
It can be worth it.
We should have done the individual.
Well, I mentioned that, and then you...
But I was like, if it says individual, like I expect, it's going to be small. But again, I didn't know, and I didn't do my research.
About our experience here is when we first sat down, I at first saw the prices and did a little bit of like excuse me. And then Jamie felt like she was a little frustrated with me for thinking that way. And then midway through the meal, we've completely flipped. I think I was already over the prices. I was like, whatever they are, what they are.
I was mad.
And then Jamie was like, this is ridiculous for this price. And I was like,
well, when I saw the pizza and I was like, okay.
You were right off the bat not impressed by the way it looked. And I will say, it didn't look the best.
Which, by the way, this one, I don't know if you mentioned it, tomato sauce, mozzarella, Italian sausage, pancetta, parma cotta ham, and pepperoni. I don't know if you mentioned that, but okay.
And very, I would say very sparse on all of those.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the picture right here, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 15 pepperonis, and they're small pepperonis.
Yeah, they are.
So, just not a lot on a very large pizza. Again, it's a big pizza, but it's very thin.
Sorry, it's a big pizza.
Yes, I don't have the soundboard thing for that. It's big, but it's very thin, and again, there was just a lot of crust with it. So all in all, it's just our way of saying like I think the pizza itself, it's not like it was a terrible tasting pizza. It's just at this price point, I don't think it's anywhere near worth it. So I personally, I mean, it never feels good to walk away from a meal. And like, you know, again, we're obviously very much to Disney pricing. Mm-hmm. You know, like I get it. Like things are going to be more expensive at Disney. But again, when it comes to pizza, in my mind, there's a ceiling. And I think when you're talking, like, and honestly, in my head, I'm thinking like Mellow Mushroom is about that. And I've been to Mellow Mushroom. I really like it. And they do pizza in a unique kind of way. And you get a pizza for $25, $30. Okay, but it's really good. And you're like, and you have some leftovers. Okay. I mean, you're talking $45, $60 for pizza. Like, you're getting into, like, I mean, I could have got a ribeye for the price we paid for this pizza, and I'd have been much more satisfied. So it just never feels good to walk away from a meal and just very much feel just like, you know, I didn't feel really good. Like, we took it home. I did eat it out of principle the next day. Like, I heated it up and ate it. And, like, again, it wasn't bad. It just...
When people talk about it being the best pizza at Disney World, I can 100% say I do not agree with that.
But what would you say is better than this?
Gosh, see, that's the thing. I don't know.
See, here's the thing. If you're talking...
There's so much pizza.
If you're talking taste alone, yes, this would be the best pizza at Disney. But there's not much competition in that realm. So...
I don't know.
Best taste, yes. Is it worth that price? Me, personally, I'll buy some cheaper pizza that maybe isn't as good. But again, like to me, pizza's pizza, you know.
You should say pizza some more.
I should say pizza more. But for me personally speaking, I don't think I would want to come back here.
I don't want to go back
if the pizza's like this.
No.
So for us, it wasn't there. Again, it could be the type of pizza. If you like Tuscan style pizza, then it's for you. Just personally speaking, it's not.
Yeah, I probably won't go back here on my own volition.
And I realize we're probably going to get a lot of heat for this, maybe.
Yes, and I realize that too.
We're just being our honest opinion.
Honestly, like we said, Tuscan style, probably not the style that I like, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to like every single piece of food that Disney puts out. That's fine. Do I wish it would have been like a little, I don't know, cooked more in the middle or actually stayed on the crust? I do. I wish this. Do I wish that it wouldn't have been $45? I do. I wish this. Do I wish that I hadn't stuck my chair out in the walkway when been right next to the server's counter place? I also wish this. So there's a lot of things that attributed to our experience here not being that great. So putting those all together, I think made it just be like, I just don't know about it. So again, I don't know if I'll be returning here in the near future.
Yeah. I mean, dining at places like this, like it's supposed to be, like you're saying, all those factors go into the meal.
Yeah.
And even if the food was great, I'd have been like, the food was fantastic and we loved the pricing, but the seating and the ambiance was terrible. Like we legitimately felt like we couldn't have a conversation. And when the pizza came out, Jamie started Googling like Tuscan style pizza to be like, okay, like, because again, we're going to talk about this on the show and we're always going to be honest, but we're like, we don't want to, maybe, okay, are we out of the loop here? Is this how it's supposed to be? And looking around, and I couldn't find anything that was said. I don't believe it was supposed to be that soggy in the middle.
I don't either.
Because it just, again, you pick it up and it would just fall off and there was no way to actually eat it with your hands.
I'm just really hoping that this was like a one time thing where we just happened to get a pizza that wasn't that great.
Well, I remember eating here last time and really liking it.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused.
So I don't, maybe it was a bad day. Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it was just not on their game that day. But for us, very much just, if you're going to ask us, hey, should you try Via Napoli? Personally, I would say I would do something else. At that price point, I mean, go to Topolino's and have like a really, really good meal for just a little bit more money. Because if you were to get the largest pizza here at $60, if you get an appetizer, you're not out the door for less than barely $100. And if you get drinks at that level, like go have, in my opinion, a much better meal like a Topolino's or a California Grill or something along those lines versus just a pizza. Because again, pizza to me, I'm like $30. Like there's limits. It's like burgers. Once burgers start really getting, and Disney does this as well, like burgers start getting toward the $20 range, I'm like, okay, I'm out. Like there's just certain prices of certain things where I'm like, it doesn't need, the burger was created to be sort of just a simple dish, and pizza at the end of the day, it's a very simple dish. So would you put a number on it in terms of review? Like what would you give it out of 10?
The whole experience together?
Sure.
4 or 5.
See, I feel experience alone, I would even go like a 3.
Okay.
Like it was not.
All right, then I'll say 4.
To the point when we were discussing the pizza, we were kind of whispering because our waitress would be right there. Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm not going to be the type of person that makes a fuss and be like, listen, this was not like, I don't want to be that type of person that like make her feel bad. And maybe I should. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Why would you want to make her feel bad?
Not make her feel bad. Just in terms of like maybe complain. I know some people do that. I've never done that with a meal that I don't enjoy. I just chalk it up and go, I'm just not going to come back here. But I don't know. I don't want them to go make another pizza. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things like that's not anything I've ever done. So I didn't want to like cause a scene with the whole thing. So we were just discussing it, but like literally like couldn't have a conversation.
Oh, but she was a perfectly lovely waitress.
Waitress was fine. She was good. She was fine. She was attentive. Like not her fault. It's just the seating of this place and where we were at was just not good. But overall experience, I think I would agree with you. I maybe put it at like 4 or 5. It was pretty low.
Okay.
That's just our opinion though. And if you disagree, that's perfectly fine. And I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Sorry if you don't agree with us.
If you have Midwestern taste like we do.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So that's our thoughts on it. Send all your hate mail to Eduardo at ctm.show.
This fictional Eduardo again.
He's the producer. He knows what he did.